Greetings, Sycamore High School staff. Today is Sunday, January 26th, and here is your weekly memo. Let's kick this off with our spotlight as per usual. Year over year, we continue to see an uptick in student and family interest in our College Credit Plus opportunities. We are really fortunate to have Dr. Bonnie Stevenson and Counselor Haley Harris here on our team. We hit a home run this past week with the work we did during Aviator Bell for the students. And we also had a packed house on Wednesday night for the parent information session regarding CCP. Tons of partners came out. Our local university partners came out, and all the information was spot on. So we're really grateful and thankful and want to shine a light on the work that Dr. Stevenson and Ms. Harris are doing from the counseling department to support our CCP opportunities. Thank you both for your excellence. Let's run down the details, then we'll run down the week, and we'll get you guys ready for the rest of your Sunday as per usual. Okay, first bullet point here is be aware of conferences. This year, we're continuing with the virtual conferences. We leverage Pick a Time to schedule those conferences. And staff, please be intentional when we look at this opportunity. If we have students that are struggling, or if there's any students where you really know there would be a valuable conversation to get some more support and a wraparound or support for that student, please make sure we're reaching out to parents who you know really need this conference. Certainly, if a student is in a position to have a poor grade, these are the parents you need to reach out to and make sure they're aware of the opportunity and encourage them to schedule a conference. We will send out Pick a Time on February 6th, so just about a week away. But please be intentional and make sure we're trying to get as many families as possible to continue to participate in these virtual conferences. I will note this will be our last year of virtual conferences. Next year, we'll move to more of a virtual and in-person conference experience. So put that in the back of your brain. But this year, we continue with our plan, virtual conferences. And just know for 25, 26, that program will be shifting back to an in-the-school experience. Okay, House Bill 123. We've already done a ton of incredible work over the past 2 years to support our students. Just so you know, it's essentially the Safety and Violence Act from the state of Ohio. It requires all of our students to have very specific instruction for things like violence prevention, suicide awareness, and even social inclusion. Andy K and our counseling department is doing a phenomenal job of organizing that work for us. We're going to run an extended Aviator Bell on Friday to tackle the next component of what House Bill 123 requires, which I think will be the violence prevention component. That'll take place on Friday. Um, Also, let's talk about Senate Bill 29. Senate Bill 29 effectively or essentially tells us there are some pretty clear rules for how technology providers handle student records. And so this has opened up a lot of good conversation with our district, with our buildings, with our administrative staff regarding how do we keep our student records safe. We are also just taking inventory on what are all the different tools and platforms that we use. How often do we use those resources? And how do we make sure we're being responsible together as we move forward? And so, just for your information, Senate Bill 29 is not brand new, but it continues to drive our work. Next year, you should know that any of the resources that we use, as far as digital resources, they'll have to have a data privacy agreement. And if they don't, that resource will be cut. And so we'll talk more about that over the next few weeks. We shared this last week, just so you guys know as teaching staff, what's your role for master schedule. And I also think just as staff members to know what might be coming down the pipeline as far as master schedule. There's a link where you can see a summary of changes, whether that's the nomenclature for some of our courses, rolling up with our ninth grade class, social studies going through a course of study, which has a few elective things that are moving. We also have an increase in CCP offerings under our roof, and we're continuing with our blended learning offerings. So just a lot of good, exciting things that are going to be good for kids. You guys can take a quick look at that one pager as you see fit. Um, Last but not least, Abe's Theater has a wonderful show. It'll start this week on Thursday called Between the Lines. Click the link, get your tickets. I will see you guys there. Our students will really love to see everybody come out and enjoy the show. Okay. So we're doing our thing this week, teaching and learning every day. I'll call attention to we're having our BOT meeting in person again on Tuesday morning. After last week, we did a lot of good work with the RTI programming. Uh, Thursday, we've got our fire drill that was rescheduled from last week. Also Thursday evening, Between the Lines, our Age Theater show that'll launch on Thursday evening. Friday, we run the extended aviator bell to take care of business for House Bill 123. We'll do our fight song Friday, and we will take it from there. All right, my friends, have a wonderful Sunday. Let's go A's.